This is just going to be about trying to deal with Defran. He likes to get around this backside, get up into that back window if he can. You see him just already working his way up onto this plateau, and Zachary already eliminated. Jer actually getting worked as well, and Defran still working his way back around. He, again, likes to get up into that back window. He's already kind of on his way. He's almost there, and he's in a position. Nobody's going to be able to deal with him up here. This is pretty much solidifying things for Selfless here, even though their tank is asleep. Jer is going to get murdered. Defran, again, unchecked.
Who can deal with him? No one's up top, but it's because Zachary was taken down as the fight got started. Michael 3D had a terrific bio grenade following up off of Imong with that Roadhog hook, and that basically allowed for Defran to just get to that high ground, do whatever he wanted, because they were too busy worrying about the people, you know, on the point trying to pressure them down. Mangachu making an early change over to the Mei. What do you make of that?
Well, they want to be able to contest this archway. I mean, they didn't really have too much ult charge going into that fight other than Sherlocky, so they really want to just try to get those walls down, try to fight this in, you know, the second stage of the map, and really just try to press that arch as often as they possibly can. Try to maybe get some isolations onto the Reinhardt and slow down Defran a little bit too. He's now forced out of that window.
What a wall.
That tac visor.
Great play from Mangachu, paying off right away. It just means Defran had to drop down the other side, though. 2 kills regardless, make it 3. And despite Defran not being able to do a whole lot because of that Mei wall, they still are going to be able to come up victorious here, as it looks like Jer and Zachary just trying to make sure they can contest as long as they can. Get the spawn with the rest of the team, as the short spawn for the offense going to be able to help them move this along quickly.
Michael 3D somehow landing that sleep dart on Jer, who's just speed boosting all over the place, and they are finally able to start moving this payload. But again, the problem with dealing with Selfless is that they're so multi-dimensional. They have so many threats that you have to try to, you know, tone down a little bit. Sinatra, Defran, and Imong. Imong, of course, the playmaker for that last fight, sliding around, flanking, and getting those 2 picks on that Roadhog, certainly giving them a lot of opportunity to be aggressive and find the rest of those kills. But now this last opportunity to contest here.
Oh man, there's the shatter for Kresnik. He gets right behind Primo, and they fall through with it despite the Nanohawk coming out from Jesus. We do see, okay, there's a good ultimate coming out from Zachary. He's able to capitalize on 2 of them here, but there's just not enough people here. But remember how short that spawn is. Zachary is melting these guys down. He has some help from his fellow Lucio player. Jer should be able to hold on, or at least get a little bit of help here from Mangachu, and I think that Renegades end up losing the second checkpoint off of this.
Yeah, Defran does wind up killing off Mangachu, so there's no threat left anymore. Nobody at all left anymore. So now they're going to go forward, and look at the pace set by Selfless already here. Tac visor ready to go. Sinatra has a pulse bomb looking for a pick as well, and Dak does have that sound barrier. So again, Selfless, who have already gotten here at such an amazing pace, look to probably win this next fight as well, unless something crazy happens for Renegades.
Sound barrier to get it started. Nice hook from Jesus. Tosses Imong off the map here as Sinatra tried for something with the pulse bomb. Didn't really get much off of it. That's just going to be the rest of Kresnik and the crew backing off this. Primo, though, hit with the bio grenade. Sleep dart again. Man, Sherlock, he does have enough to capitalize. No, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case, as both teams look for the regroup. Though, Defran coming through with the nano visor. Can he get any work done?
Well, he does have that damage reduction coming into him, so he does have the ability to at least sustain himself, but still, they have the nano boost going out onto Zachary. They're trying to get that Graviton going, and again, that was something that helped them out a lot before. Renegades just using Zachary to just keep those barriers up, that keeps the rest of the team alive. Pulse bomb's going out, but the barrier's not up, but still, look at this, 90 energy, what an Earth Shatter, and they secured this fight for sure.
Primo utilizing that one. Mangachu coming around the corner to solidify a couple of those pickups as they back off of this one, buying themselves a little bit more time. There was over 5 minutes originally for Selfless, down to just under 4 here, so still a lot of time that Primo and the rest of that Renegades crew have to buy out the clock and make sure they use these ults properly and make sure they have good ult management, because a single team fight or 2 could secure the map for Selfless.
Zachary ready to go with that Graviton Surge, looking for the sound barrier to come out as well from Jer. I mean, Selfless really have to rely on Kresnik. If they want to win this fight, they have to get a lot of value out of that Earth Shatter, and he throws it down. Not going to be able to get much with it, though.
They do get Jer. They lay him flat, but still, that was a pretty solid Graviton Surge again from Zachary. We've talked about how quickly this guy can generate those and how high charge he usually is. Yesterday, it was all about not having much follow-up off of it or dying shortly after, but it looks like they should be able to take care of that Mangachu off the payload. Primo as well in a rough spot. They go ahead and pop the the whole hog just to push Primo back here. They're going to go ahead with that attack visor as well.
Well, the whole hog is actually just to rip down the barrier so that when they do pop that nano visor, they can just find those kills, and the pulse bomb coming out finds those 2 picks as well. So they're in a great position here, but without that high ground, Defran is going to be forced to kind of stay back and get, you know, a little bit further back off the point if he possibly can.
Oh,
but Mangachu not able to get onto the point, so 241. Selfless setting a very good time for themselves here on their attacking side of Kings Row.
At least to start this series, we were wrong to doubt Selfless by any means. Of course, still a lot that Renegades can do, but that is a tough time to match given who you're going against here. And now they get to unleash the dragon with Hanzo. If Mangachu wants to pick that one up, Selfless have to expect that. If they expect it, would that mean anything different in terms of their composition here, X?
Well, it's tough to say because, I mean, to really kind of try to contest that as much as humanly possible, you either have to remove sightlines so Mangachu doesn't have the pick potential that he normally would, or you have to, you know, play pretty passive and not, again, just do the same thing, not give him those, you know, lines to shoot by. Or you have to change the comp completely, which I don't think is good for them in terms of just, you know, what Selfless is capable of with this potential composition. So I think the play here is to just keep Defran separated, keep him up on high ground as you can. I mean, obviously he could definitely get thrown down, but if he can stay away from Mangachu, have a clear shot on him, you know, focus him down so that Mangachu can't actually, you know, get those shots out, then maybe they actually have a shot here, as well as Sinatra going around and putting some pressure on him. Then I think this could work for Selfless on the defensive side. But again, if Mangachu can do what he normally does to teams here on that Hanzo, then they're going to have a huge struggle on their hands for sure, especially after the first point and moving on into the second area.
Potentially looking to put a twist on it, though, is Mangachu currently hovering with the Pharah pick. Selfless going with the same composition we normally see them with. It worked pretty well for them on offense, setting that 241 time. And now Primo over to the Reinhardt here. Mangachu still currently sitting on this one. We'll see if he goes with it here as things get underway. And it looks like Jesus back to that Roadhog, so they're going to stick with this, at least looking for a couple hits right out of the sight. He's going to go over to the Hanzo as anticipated and look to link up here with Zachary.
All right, here we go. Now it's the question of what's going to work. Is it going to be Defran or is it going to be Mangachu with the picks? Sinatra already contesting, and they are off to the side here as Defran is getting pretty aggressive, just trying to be able to get an off angle. That's a big thing with Defran. He likes those off angles with the soldier, but now Sinatra in a very tough position. Doesn't have his recall, but he does dodge out Mangachu a little bit, and Dak going forward. They're going to get aggressive, and look at this, just diving onto that Hanzo. They find that kill and remove that threat.
I think a lot of that was the fact that Primo was forced to turn around because no one was dealing with Defran up top. There was a nice bio grenade in there, Sinatra with the pulse bomb, but the bio grenade came out from Michael 3D. He was able to hit Primo, and then Defran was just laying it on him, so that kind of opened up a window for them to jump onto Mangachu there and shut that down. But now Sinatra is out of this fight. They've got a 6-on-5 potential here, but Mangachu is still quite far off from the Dragon Strike.
The problem is that getting a pick onto a Tracer isn't that good, especially with the time that they got it. So by the time they're actually getting into the thick of this fight, you know, he's going to be back. Now, more importantly, they do have the pick on Dak, and then they get the one onto Defran there as well. So now it seems as though this is going to be the fight that they're going to be wanting to take. Sinatra gets picked yet again as Mangachu just flicks over, gets that headshot, and that's going to be definitely the secured objective here for Renegades.
Great timing on that nano boost onto Primo as he lands the charge into the wall, instantly takes care of Kresnik, doesn't allow for him to drop the shatter or anything onto him, then falls through with the bio grenade that had been hit there onto Among from Sherlocky. So they're going to try to press this a little bit short, just a little quicker of a time. That was on the end on the side of Selfless, but look at these picks coming out from Jesus, man. If they can continue with this, they can set a decent pace at this point in time and try to get Zachary up to par with what Mangachu has right now with his Dragon Strike.
They definitely want him to get that high energy, much like what we saw at the end of their defense here in the factory phase, but obviously a good time set by Selfless, so you know, you really kind of want to match up with that as much as you possibly can, because the attacking phase, I mean, you know, it certainly seems as though Selfless is going to be able to secure that first objective going into overtime if it does actually get to that stage. So you really want to be able to get the same thing and just kind of win fights after that. Emong going with a nice hook. That's going to... What a charge coming out after it, too.
There's the whole hog, though, Emong. Oh, there's Shatter coming out there. Oh, man, that didn't look too good for Primo. He was looking to hit Emong, but didn't quite get it. The height was... I think he was around the corner. It was just a little too high for him to be able to get that up the stairs. So even so... not the greatest from Primo's perspective, as they were down a man. Mangachu had been picked at the start of the fight by Imong on the Roadhog there.
Mangachu looking for that pick, this time onto Dak, and if he can get that, that'll be big for them because they'll have that advantage with Jer. Having that sound barrier, Dak won't be in the fight, but look at this. Actually, oh, I'm not sure about this. We're seeing Dak actually going up top. Is he looking for a little bit of some boop action or what? He's very low here, as he did just get right-clicked by J3.
Shedder's out there from Kresnik. Graviton Surge is the Dragon Strike here. It doesn't look like they're going to use it. They use it a little late. I don't even think that was necessary at that point here, because I think he could have held on to that. They used everything there. I guess didn't even need to use the Nano Boost. Jesus just got his whole hog. So despite that, hopefully Mangachu can generate that ult a little bit quicker this time around, but setting a very solid pace. 3 minutes to go.
And now Kresnik, Sinatra in position, but his barrier is going to get very, very low. So once we do see them trying to contest this, Primo at a pretty distinct advantage. We're going to see him get very aggressive. Whole Hog comes out with the Nano Boost as well.
He gets hooked over the ledge there. He just catches himself out of position. Just thought he should drop the shield and charge right on in. Remember, they haven't secured the second checkpoint, so I think this is going to end up hurting them big time if they can't capitalize with what they have. Dragon Strike comes out there from the other end. Is he able to find anything? Mangachu picks up two from downtown with that one on the payload itself, and this is going to be Renegades securing another checkpoint.
Man, they have to get that kill on Defran. They finally do indeed get it. And look at this. They definitely could match up that time. While it did look good for Selfless 241, I mean, it could be pretty easily matched here if Renegades can just continue this pressure. Now Sinatra actually on that Genji just now making that swap. Is he going to be able to maybe deflect a Dragon Strike or potentially even a Graviton? If he can get one of those, obviously that will be huge for them, but we'll have to see what occurs here as Renegades looking for an opportunity, looking for that pick to start things off.
That's exactly what they just got. Jesus coming through there, but he gets hooked himself. It just doesn't look like he was able to get saved there by Zachary. And still, it's going to be Renegades moving forward, thankfully. I guess we'll see if Jared wants to run back and help out his teammate get there in time. He should be able to give him a little bit of a speed boost, but still 3 minutes to go. Doesn't look like they'll be able to get a quicker time, but they've got the Wombo combo. They've got 4 ults to work with. There's the Graviton Surge coming through. He catches 2. Dragon Strike straight into it, picks up 2 immediate kills. Mangachu is the one with the Nano Boost. He is cleaning it up. Earthshatter comes down. Primo sets a good pace for his team. They do finish with the quicker time, 6 additional seconds, and we've got a game on our hands.
Yeah, we saw Sinatra actually deflecting very early before either of those 2 ults came out. That definitely got communicated that the deflect is down. There's nothing else blocking them from, just throwing both of those ults out. We saw the Nano Boost come out, and that was easy way for Renegades to close that map out. Now Selfless going to have to go ahead and attack here. I mean, obviously 6 seconds down, not the biggest of differences. I mean, almost negligible, but, you never know if it is going to be, make or break. Difference of someone getting another team fight in or not. It just depends on how things kind of line up. Now on the defensive side, we will see that triple tank coming out once again with Jesus going over to the Roadhog. Mangachu on that Soldier 76. Obviously they want to do a little bit better here on the defense. They just really kind of fell incredibly short last time as Defran worked his way back up into that back window up top and really just kind of worked him from that off angle that he was taking. If they can deny that from him, Storm, I mean, they might be able to hold this out a lot longer and be able to steal away a lot more time. I mean, the defense outside of that first point was not too bad.
That's the question on my mind right now. What sort of a defense is Renegades going to put up? Because last time that was embarrassing, I mean, to say the least. Selfless ran right over them. I thought that was pretty much game with how quickly they actually secured that checkpoint, but we didn't have an opportunity to see Renegades offense at that point, who set an even quicker time here. So we'll see what they're able to do. Bio Grenade hits right off the bat from Sherlock. He doesn't really mean a whole lot in the grand scheme of things, but they need to find a way to deal with Defran. Last time, Defran was just on the high ground, and that is a big reason as to why they were so successful with the first checkpoint so early on.
Yeah, and Jesus actually on the Roadhog, he was positioned up top just to try to take Defran out of that position as he comes out of that corridor, then just hook him out and try to get that kill, but he got easily eliminated, and now Selfless with a great opportunity to get Defran into that infamous position that he just does so well in, and he, again, will probably go unchecked here as Jesus is going to get completely destroyed again.
And that was my worry. It's just Defran up top. They don't have anything to deal with him right now except for Primo's shield and the projected barrier coming out from Zachary. Sherlock under a lot of pressure. Needs to be careful. No, Sinatra finds that one for himself. That's a nice bio grenade from Michael 3D to secure a couple of kills as well. And that will surely be the first checkpoint secured here as soon as they can deal with Jesus. who is still lingering around, but he's going to be taken down, and Selfless checking another point off the board.
And they're going to go forward, try to get to Fran that tactical visor, and maybe get Emong into position as well. Last time we saw them on the attack, Emong went all the way up those stairs. You could see him working his way back around there as well. Again here, Storm, and he's maybe getting into position to go ahead with a flank off of that back arch, and maybe we'll be able to do something with it, but actually shows himself in that window. Oh, he gets the hook, actually taking Primo out of the position, but that's not obviously going to, you know, really kind of result in anything here, as he's sitting at about 85%, so a lot of options. The Fran does get taken down. They'll have to wait for that. They want to kind of play this intelligently as Megachu. If they give him too much, then that Blizzard will come down, and they're going to be denied for sure.
That's the big thing for me. Zachary's already about 70. He's 80% now, and if they can make sure Megachu can get up there for the final fight, especially in this corridor, that could be so deadly. But Emong trying to make sure that that is not an issue moving forward here. As Pulse Bomb's out there, Sound Barrier, Jer going to go ahead and drop that one. They're going to be trying to put everything in Zachary right now, who receives that nano boost. He is just melting these guys away here. 30 seconds remaining, and Ice Wall not going to be able to quite cut them off here. But the big thing, Yurix, is that they've got 3 big ults moving into this final fight for the side of the defense.
Yeah, that Blizzard is going to be huge for them, especially in this archway. There's just, it's like basically the perfect spot for them. The Zariel comes down, that's the Graviton into the Blizzard. Look at that Bionic Grenade too!
Oh, it's all about the shatter as he lays them flat. I was looking for a wall, but the wall eventually is going to be here to make sure that Sinatra can't get back to this one, or rather not Sinatra, that's going to be the Fran. They do stop them short of getting any further than that archway, or rather the bookshop, I guess you could say. Still, Renegades, they have work to be done, Curix. That is not a guaranteed first checkpoint.
We'll have to see how they do it. I mean, last time around, we did see that that Hanzo working pretty well, so maybe they steal some time away, maybe not. I mean, really, I mean, if you can, again, if you can get Defrain out of that position or find some way to kind of nullify his presence, then, yeah, you can get in there. You can do some work, but we'll have to see how they do it. Defrain really did kind of put some hurt into them at the beginning stages of their first attack, just kind of sitting up on that back right plateau area behind the statue. But ultimately, they did make their way in there. So, I mean, at this stage, it's certainly possible that they take this one. But, I mean, Selfless, I don't know. I mean, could go either way. Even still, this is, I mean, we've seen nothing but close matches throughout this tournament. I mean, there's only been, what, one? I think there's only been one series that really kind of was a little bit of a stomp, and that was actually Renegades against CLG. So
close series all around here, but I'm looking to see what Mangachu wants to pull out on the offensive push, as, of course, he brought out the Hanzo last time. This is exactly what they looked like before they actually came out of the gates, but it will be the Hanzo. It worked so well for them. They had a little bit of an early struggle on the first checkpoint, Curix, but if they can secure that one in a reasonable time, one team fight is pretty much all it will take for them to be able to take this first map after they get that first checkpoint. So, Jesus looking for some early snipes here on the Widowmaker. I mean, he played it earlier, so I wouldn't be too surprised to actually see him stick with this one, and he is going to for the time being, looking for some shots to get this one started.
And already just trying to work down Kresnik's barrier. Sinatra already trying to get aggressive, and looking at Defrain's positioning up here, he's down back towards the archway, not up on that high ground that he really wants to be in. So as that barrier does fall, it opens up really big opportunities for Megachu to find those picks. Just not going to be the case here, as again, Sinatra just pressing him as often as possible. He almost gets taken out, was at about 10 HP for a second there, but Emong does come over and support Sinatra. They find that kill, and it's looking like that first fight that we saw in their attack the last time.
Lovely play coming out there from Emong. He was in the back line, making sure that Jesus was not a threat on the Widowmaker. He single-handedly dealt with him as that Diva player, as he should have been, completely shut him out, and forces the change over to the Roadhog. He's going to be down in ult charge, but that might not make the biggest of differences if he can find an early hook to get this one started. Still, Sinatra trying to be a pest on the side against Megachu, finds that opening kill. Minute 30 still remaining here, but you got to wonder, do they back off here? They need to get out of this and look for a regroup with their Hanzo.
Sinatra has been doing so much at this stage. Defran did just find that kill onto Jesus, but looking at Sinatra's positioning, you can see, you know, he's just way back here. Should be able to find the kill onto Jer actually in the back, maybe, but he does actually get safe and gets away with the help of his Reinhardt there, Kresnik, who's, or sorry, Primo Dolce here. And now Sinatra going ahead and looking for, again, another opportunity as Defrain's still back on that arch. Looking at the time, though, Storm, I mean, about a minute left. That's all that remains. Tac Visor at the ready along with that Nano Visor.
Oh, Primo is shielded up just a little too late. He isn't able to block that one out there from Kresnik. He gets charged into, but Sound Barrier saves his life for the time being. There's a Dragon Strike out. Kind of in the middle of nowhere, didn't really get too much off of that one, but there was a nano boost onto the Fran somewhere in there. He gets taken down later on in the fight. 40 seconds to go. The spawn clearly being an advantage for the offense, so that might have forced out that ultimate from Dak, but there's a Graviton Surge. He doesn't connect onto much because they take down Kresnik immediately after. The nano boost is out there onto Zachary. He's fully charged. He needs to get some work done.
Oh, Jer and Jesus are very low. If those picks are found, if Sinatra can... Oh, Jer actually got the health pack, and that actually denied Dak one of his own. That's huge for them to try to keep this contest going. But there's Zachary falling short as well as Sinatra pressing this objective. Needs this pulse bomb to come up big. Has it ready to go. Who's it going to throw it on?
He gets Jer! That's a big pickup still. Primo's got his Earth Shatter on the point, looking for an opportunity to break it down. He throws it down, kills Sinatra off it. They need to be able to contest. Somebody get on the point. Get on the point. No! Oh my goodness, Renegades. I was looking for someone to be there. I thought they had that. They definitely did. The whole hog was out there from the side of Renegades. Oh man, they had that in the bag, and at least.
And I'm not sure how Selfless is going to be able to contest Mangachu and Sherlocky here. I mean, they looked pretty good yesterday with this setup, and I think that's going to continue. We obviously know Mangachu is just absolutely dirty on the Pharah, so I think that will actually be portrayed here in this matchup on Lijiang Tower.
The Fran trying to peel around the backside and try to deal with that Mercy, who there's a little bit of room to hover around with Mangachu, but it's not quite as open as some of the other objective points. But regardless, 2 opening picks coming out here. A good start. Barrage already here from Mangachu. He grabs one, but immediately taken down. And still, ults are aplenty here for the side of Selfless, who come through with the first points here in round 1.
Really, really impressive from Selfless as they hold that one out, using that triple tank composition in their favor. And looking at Sinatra too, very high energy, or relatively high energy at the moment, and sitting very close to that ult charge. That's the kind of thing you're looking for out of your Zarya to try to shut down the attack, as they're going to be more than likely just jumping onto the point. He can put it into that side, but he has to be kind of careful. I mean, is it going to be a question? Actually, Zachary on the Genji not going to be able to eat it up with the defense matrix, as he did make that swap, and they just take 2 kills right off the bat.
Graviton Surge didn't really connect onto a whole lot there, but regardless, they should be able to clean this one up thanks to the follow-up with the Fran as well. But Jesus still running around here. He's going to be forced to get out of this one. Should be okay, but Selfless 40% and counting, still holding on to some ultimates, so clearly performing a lot better than anticipated up against Mangachu's Pharah.
And the Fran on that Tracer right now too, they are literally just kind of ignoring Mangachu. They really just don't have to worry about it too much at this point. So I like what they're doing here. They, force Mangachu onto the point just to get anything done, and when he's on the point, they just kind of clean up the ground a lot. Jesus actually making some room here. Kresnik going to be eliminated as he does go for the charge.
And that was my big question mark. What can they do against Jesus? Can Mog find the kills onto him, find a hook here and there? But no, Jesus got an early kill onto Michael 3D and pretty much eliminated that Ana threat, moving into that fight with the numbers advantage. Then an easy pulse bomb onto Sinatra to be able to finish him off. So looking pretty good, still holding on to a lot of ultimates. Most notably, Zachary ready to go with this Dragon Blade if he finds anything, but Jesus going down early.
Oh man, the Sound Bear comes down. That's going to deny Zachary the opportunity to go with that Dragon Blade, and they're going to actually turn around because of it. But the Resurrect comes out. Storm Zachary actually ready to go with that Blade, but everybody gets shut down by Kresnik with the Earth Shatter. He pulls it out anyways. He's trying to turn it back around. Sinatra already found 3 kills. I don't know about this.
He gets Dak. He finds another Imag. Can he get Kresnik looking for him? He's up in the air here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to find that 3rd kill, but there are just too many people. A good idea from Zachary, but too many threats on the side of Selfless. I wish I would have seen him hold on to that one, but they're not going to have that for this potential final fight. I mean, 25 seconds here to go, and they're heading into this one with a Sound Barrier and Pulse Bomb. Jesus has to come up with an early pick, and I think it's going to have to be on Michael.
I mean, if somehow he had been able to pull that out and get 3 kills, they would have been able to jump in behind him, and they would have had a really strong advantage going into that fight. But because of the fact that he didn't pull that off, and certainly that Ana kill was probably the most pivotal that he could have gotten, they're going to come into this kind of behind, but still pulling out 3 kills.
Graviton Surge comes out there. It's actually deflected, I believe, coming out from Zachary. That's a nice pickup from him as they fall through with that one. And now we're going to be able to flip the point. Game not quite over here for Selfless, but that was an excellent play from Zachary, able to come through with there and make sure that his team wasn't at risk of dropping in that fight.
And it's crazy how often that we see that in these Rumbles. I mean, People just getting it deflected, getting it eaten up, all this crazy stuff happening. Mangachu sitting up top with the barrage ready to go. And looking definitely pretty ready, I'm pretty eager rather, to just set it up right on top of this little sign here, just to get it right into that doorway as soon as they come through and just really kind of press the advantage that they have. Try to get Sherlocky up with this Resurrect as well. Zachary getting close to that Blade, 90% here.
Nothing to really work with, though, other than a whole hog. And ooh, a nice pick. That's what I was looking for. DeFran didn't have a pulse bomb, but he comes around. He loops around the entire backside. There's a second kill as well, as it looks like Jesus is trying to deal with DeFran, but he's just too much to handle now, as 80% ticks up here for Renegades. But this is looking so bad for them right now. They force out the primal range. Sherlocky was taken down. He had the Resurrect T-Rex, but it doesn't matter. Selfless mopping up this fight. It will be Zachary unsheathing the blade here as he comes in to try to be a saving grace along with Jer, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
And Jer just going all over, trying to get on the point, trying to get that contest going. They have a lot of ults to go. Sherlocky going to be on the point. He's going to get that res. 3 up in that res. Can they turn it back around?
They have the numbers here. That Resurrect was huge. I didn't expect him to actually come through and be able to get that one, but DeFran's out of the fight. He has a pulse bomb coming off this one. They need to make sure they take care of Sinatra, because Sinatra and Michael 3D are about ready to go. There's the nano boost. It's onto Kresnik. Maybe that's going to be the smart move. They do clean this one up after a little bit of a scare here, and Selfless confirming a round #1 victory.
Now moving on to the next map. I mean, the Ferret Mercy didn't work, I think, as well as they anticipated, despite the fact that Mangachu is one of the better Ferrets that we have in this tournament. But still, I mean, now the question is, do you switch it up? Do you want to keep playing that? What's the case? I mean, it looks like right now they're still sticking with the Pharah. They still have Zachary on the Genji. Do you just kind of chalk that up? Okay, we do have him on the Hanzo at the moment, but we'll have to see. I mean,
not sure if that's actually going to go through.
They're switching. They're switching everything around.
Okay. Yeah, they are going back to that composition. What are your thoughts on Hanzo here on this control point?
They're going to go for the complete swap up, going over to, you know, like the standard rogue composition, I guess you could call it, when AKM does play the soldier, but you know, using that Zenyatta. So I do like this a little bit more, but there's definitely opportunities to actually utilize the Hanzo Graviton Surge combo on this map. It is kind of tighter, especially in these back kind of sections over towards that that server room over on the side. So I mean, it wouldn't have been like too crazy, but it would have been the first time that I've seen it.
Nice play from Michael 3D. Primo catching himself in a rough spot. He tried to jump out of that one, but Imog reeled him in. Michael with the bio grenade follow up off of that. They do secure the first points here, and already looking pretty strong. Michael 3D about 30% off of that ultimate. Sherlocky didn't get much off of that, man. He's sitting at 30% on that Transcendence. That could be rough moving into the next fight or two.
Yeah, when Selfless is on, they are on indeed. I mean, we will see TacVisor coming out. Sherlocky going to get eliminated very quickly. Zachary trying to turn things back around. Does find a couple of kills with that blade.
And he does just, he cleans that one up. Almost got put to sleep. Nice deflect coming out from him. He's able to end the life of the Roadhog there, Imog. And that will be a quick flip. 26% put up there. Not really too much used other than that Dragon Blade. To be honest, they didn't really have much. There's Jesus Pulse Bomb. Or actually, DeFran comes through with the Pulse Bomb. Both of them brought it out, but Mangachu the first to drop.
Oh, DeFran almost made it back over to that big health pack. Did get picked off, but it looks like the rest of Selfless will be able to rally and find those last 3 kills. It is going to be Imog on the board, but it was the team.
That was off of DeFran, man.
Yeah,
that was just DeFran in the back line near their spawn, finding a couple of easy kills for himself that allowed them to just press forward. They didn't really need to hesitate because they had the numbers clearly on the point. But I guess a big worry is what Mangachu's able to get done here with that TacVisor. Can he get the high ground? Can Zachary get up to a Dragon Blade for the next fight? Because last time they turned it around, they put 24% on the board because of what Zachary was able to do.
Jesus now trying to contest DeFran in the back line. He's got that health pack. We see a sleep dart actually coming out onto Zachary. He's got him down pretty low, but that's just going to delay the fight even more, as Selfless are just sitting there waiting for the fight to even, you know, be instigated in their direction. A lot of options here for Renegades when they do finally have an opportunity to get in there, but that poke from Selfless has just been relentless.
There's the Graviton Surge from Sinatra. He gets the nano boost here. It connects onto a couple. Sherlocky out here with his first Transcendence of the round. There's a Shatter. He connects onto a few. It's a follow-up there. There's really no one here following through. DeFran, the only person, is Dak. isn't able to provide a whole lot of damage. That should be a team fight, successful team fight coming out here for the side of Renegades. They clean it up. They keep all 6 alive and force out a lot of ults, specifically the Nano Boost and the Graviton Surge.
We'll see Zachary once again ready to go with that blade. He cleaned up the last time we saw him pull this one out, and that has definitely been a consistent feature of the Rumble so far this weekend, is just insane Dragon Blades that we have seen, especially from guys like Zachary and Gods. But now as they look to open the fight, Among already with a pick, Whole Hog coming out as well. They're trying to shut him down. The blade comes out.
Oh, he picks up one. Is it enough? He gets a second. He's in the back. He finds 3. He's taken down by the launch of what Sinatra's able to do, but even so, it's just not enough. Zachary needed a little bit of additional help here, and now you've got 16 seconds to get back. Hurix, can they pull this off? Sherlocky coming up on another ultimate here.
I don't know about this. Transcendence coming up is certainly a blessing, but I don't know if it's a big enough blessing to steal away Defran's ability to get those pulse bombs. I mean, he has been insane with these, and he already found one, and that's onto Sherlocky.
Pulse bomb a little wide away from Jer there, but even so, that initial kill onto Sherlocky was substantial for them as he was nearing that Transcendence. He's going to come back, but no. Tackfights are out here from Mangachu. Is it enough to deal with Sinatra, who gets another Nano Boost here? Sound barrier is out. This should be round secured. It's just Zachary in the area. He's here with Mangachu as well. Sherlocky's going to have Transcendence. He comes back, heals up Zachary, but there are 4 people here for Selfless. Lucio is back in the area as well, but isn't enough, Urix.
Well, luckily for Renegades, Defran literally just blinked off the map on accident, so they might have an opportunity, but Zachary and Sherlocky falling yet again here. It looks as though Selfless are going to be able to battle back anyways, with Defran coming back as well, and that should be it, but the sound barrier coming up soon from Jer. If he can get it up, Primo going to be falling though, so this is literally just desperation at this point. He gets it onto 4, actually 3 people. Megachu, one of them on the tree, and that's it.
Too much from Imong, the whole hog. Well timed from him. That is going to be a 2-0 lead now on Lijiang Tower for Selfless, 1 round away from securing their spot in the finals.
And this definitely looks good for Selfless. Again, when they're on, and at the moment they are certainly on. The question becomes, I mean, there's usually at least a kind of a timer to Selfless where, you know, they can play for a certain amount of time and then things start to kind of fall apart. Where is that timer going to occur? I mean, are we going to start seeing them slide away? Is you know, Renegade's going to be able to battle back into this, get the reverse sweep, move into game 3 and maybe make this happen, or what?
We'll see. Mangachu going here with that Pharah Mercy setup. Last time we did see Selfless deal with it quite handily, but that was with them going over to a different composition. Kresnik's on the Diva, Imong's on the Winston, so a little bit of a role change coming out from these guys. But they ran the Selfless composition to deal with this last time. Not sure how they're going to fare this time around.
Imong getting pressured out by Mangachu, who has all the room in the world to work with Jesus, and Zachary definitely pressuring hard as well on those flanking characters. Kresnik forced back as Sherlocky does indeed fall. And I don't know, I don't think Defran has enough room to work with here. He's going to be tossed off the side by Jared there, and it looks as though Renegades with the first points of the map.
A good start indeed for them. They are going to lose a couple of guys late here, but even so, I'm not sure if that secures it. They have people back on the point for the side of Selfless. Sherlocky's here, not even close to a resurrect to bring anyone back up. Sinatra, though, finds that one onto Jesus, and Selfless are pulling this back in their favor here.
And Sherlocky going to be kind of isolated in this back corner. Sinatra going to be able to take him on. And that's going to be Zachary finally coming over to lend some support and Megachu to take him up into the sky. So Sherlocky will be safe for the time being, but Zachary does fall, and Selfless with that do indeed capture that first objective. And Sinatra, man, what tracking from this guy.
They can't get a grip on him, to be honest. I saw a few rockets come out from Mangachu trying to find it, but too versatile there on that Tracer pickup. Regardless, they know that Kresnik's out of mech right here. He's really close to getting back into this one, so that's what the pulse bomb from Sinatra was. Maybe buy a little bit more time. He is back in the mech here. Transcendence ready to go, and Sound Barrier. Pulse bomb's out there. They use Sound Barriers. Defran as well, looking to pick up some kills. Immediately finds him in the skies with that tactical visor, which is big because Sherlocky was ready to go with the resurrect. They do get the flip mid-fight, though.
I don't know if... Okay, we... Definitely Zachary is sighted out in the back here, and he's going to go ahead. I'm not sure if he's going to kill himself or what. Okay, he does die off, and that's super late.
Very late. That
I would have just
really
jumped off. Why did he just give him that? I mean, the ledge is right there.
Not sure about the thought process. Maybe a mistake. Mistakes can be had here. in these matches, especially in high pressure situations. I mean, they've got to pull the reverse sweep here to be able to keep their tournament hopes alive, or at least to get into the finals. But Michael 3D popping the Transcendence early on in the fight. Maybe should have waited for that barrage to at least initiate, or Mangachu to get in a better spot here. But he's on the low ground, so no great opportunity for them to move in. Sherlock, he gets triple res. Jesus not a part of this one though, and there's the self-destruct. This is cleanup time for the side of Selfless.
That was so smart actually for Kresnik to drop that where he did, because as soon as he dropped that down, the Resurrect was just going to be eaten alive. I mean, it literally just got pulverized as soon as they got up and out of that invuln state. So really, really good play from Selfless to deny that. And we've seen that twice now, 2 different opportunities to just really kind of counter out the res. First time was Surefour with that Deadeye. This time around, it was Kresnik on that self-destruct.
Finally an opportunity for Mangachu to unleash the barrage. He picks up a couple. It was about time. He didn't have an opportunity to use it last time. Got picked off too early, and the Resurrect didn't really help him out too much here. But still 92% on the board. They're going to try to push this to overtime. We'll have to see if Sinatra should be able to hold off just a little bit longer to get to 99%. That's exactly what's going to happen here, Hurix. 10% was accumulated earlier, but now this is the ultimate challenge for Renegades. They cannot afford to lose this point.
And Mangachu's coming back, and he will be in position by the time Sinatra comes back as well. But here's the thing. Sinatra does have that pulse bomb ready, so will he be able to find a kill with it? Maybe even 2, or is it going to be whiffed here and Jesus finding one of his own? That's I mean, obviously the big indicator of where this fight's going to go. He misses it. Jesus with one of his own still. Mangachu already found a kill onto Sinatra here as the blade comes out from Zachary.
We've seen him do wonders with it before. This time again, it's going to be nothing less of a success as he picks up 2 for himself. And they're going to continue to buy a little bit of time for them, for their tournament lives now. As again, they've got to win the next 3 rounds and the map following this, which would be Numbani. Hurix starting to shape up pretty well for him, especially if they can get Mangachu back up to another barrage.
Do you see Sherlocky ready to go with Resurrect? And last time around, it was completely canceled out by the exact ultimate that we see Kresnik stacked up with here with that self-destruct. We also see Michael 3D ready to go with that Transcendence. That's going to be a big deal in this next one if they want to kind of encroach on this point. A lot of options here for Selfless. Let's see what they can do with it.
They've got to find a way to deal with Sherlocky. They know that it's going to happen. Oh, he gets the Resurrect. Only gets himself, or gets Mangachu back up, which is the only person to get res. But it doesn't matter because he was taken down. There are still 6 people here from the side of Selfless, man. They are tearing them apart. They've got the pulse bomb from Sinatra if they need it. Doesn't even look like that's going to be the case. Zachary 20% off from a Dragon Blade. Don't think he's going to be able to get that back up in time. 92%. They're going to contest as best as they can, Hurix, but it's not looking good.
Not looking good indeed. This will more than likely be a 100 to 99 situation. Oh, 98 actually. Mangachu trying to make his way in. Has the barrage. Not going to be able to do anything with it though, as Diva was just sitting there waiting for him. And the overtime will tick down. I think Jesus will try to get onto the point and does indeed. Trying to see if he can get just a 1 clip onto Dak or find something.
Dragon Blade though, man. This could be it. He's going to try to turn this around. Can he come through again for the side of Renegades? He picks up 1 for himself. Nothing is available from Selfless here. Mangachu coming back into this with a barrage, and I think Renegades have a real shot now. Primo popping the Primal Rage. Barrage up top. They are turning this around.
I don't know. Zachary hasn't been able to do too much since the blade. Needs to be able to find the kills on the supports here. They do find the kill onto Dak. Now they just need to find the kill onto Mike. They put the point. No one's on the...
Mong tried to jump back. It ticked down so quickly. Mong tried to jump onto the point in time, and Renegades breathing some life back into the dream of them getting into the finals here with that round victory. They've got to do it 2 more times.
They barely got that one away. I mean, they barely got that. Luckily for them, Zachary had that blade to start things off and give them at least something to work with, but that was still the skin of their teeth. I mean, absolutely, there's...
it doesn't get any closer
to that, man. You can't pray for something like that to happen again. You have to do better in these next 2 rounds to be able to actually secure these, because that will not happen again, I can almost promise.
Just getting themselves in too big of a hole, to be honest, and trying to claw their way out of it off the back of Zachary, I feel. But Mangachu now moving over to the McCree for the first time as we see Selfless going back to their original roles, putting Kresnik on that Reinhardt here. Let's see what they can get done here. They pretty much dominated this round at this point last time, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more or less the same story. But thankfully for them, they don't have to worry about that Far Mercy setup.
And Michael 3D getting pressured in the back by Jesus. This time it's going to be Renegades getting kind of aggressive. Emong looking for that pick, though. Doesn't. Oh, gets the hook, but it's going to be disconnected as he falls down the stairs.
That was a bio grenade from Michael 3D, allowing them to follow through with that one. Pulse bomb's out there. Emong takes a big chunk, but is able to take a breather now, and Jesus is spotted out. He is a key target to bring down. Otherwise, your supports are really going to feel the pressure from him, so they do take care of business and should be able to secure this round with that pick from Emong.
Mangachu on the McCree trying to get some work done. Not really finding the same headshots that you would typically expect from someone at this tier. You know, someone like Grim Reality or something like that to be able to find those kills, and even Sureforce to some extent that we saw earlier as well. But Jesus right now forced back as Selfless already starting themselves off with a nice little lead. So Defran getting very aggressive trying to look for that kill, but not going to find it in the end.
Pressuring them pretty far forward now, as Kresnik not quite ready to go with that Earthshatter, so they might be just forced to back away from this. He is going to try to get back as quick as he possibly can. There's the Nano Hog coming out into a Transcendence, though, so Emong isn't really going to find much. Regardless, Jesus is trying to pull them back to the point by having a presence. Kresnik was hit there with a Pulse Bomb, but Sound Barrier from Dak just to ensure he keeps himself alive.
I see them looking for more, though, because they really do need a lot more than that. Kresnik getting pressured. It looks like they have... Oh, the Graviton coming down. That's the Deadeye with it.
But it's a Graviton Surge, or excuse me, like you said, Graviton Surge that actually didn't help Zachary clearly. He was sucked into that one, so he didn't get anybody off of that Dragon Blade. He was hit with an early Bio Grenade. Again, I'm loving these Bio Grenades from Michael 3D time after time, hitting primary targets 60% and counting. This very well could be the final fight, especially look at Defran in the back trying to find a pick, trying to generate that Pulse Bomb and pick a kill up for himself.
But he's down his recall, has a Discord on himself, not going to be able to benefit from his team at the moment as he's just so far away. We saw Defran finally get that Pulse Bomb ready to go, but Sherlock, he just takes him out.
Sees him around the corner there, able to find that one. Shatter comes down from Kresnik, hits Zachary. That's going to be an easy kill. Sherlock, he's going to be dropped as well. 85% now. Mangachu, if they get this late kill onto Jesus or Mangachu, this could be rough, especially since they're not going to have all 6. There is no reason for them. Oh, they drop Purex. They're not going to have time to get regrouped. This is going to be a 6-on-4 situation for the side of Renegades.
I mean, Mangachu has been solid on all DPS roles so far, but I'm not really feeling it as much on the McCree. Went ahead and got a nice little flank onto Sinatra and then just missed 3 headshots on a flashbang target in a row.
And this might be it. Zachary, the last hope. He is going to be taken down. Jesus is here as well. Mangachu trying for something with the Deadeye. Gets to Fran, who's just sitting right next to him. Primo doesn't have that Primal Rage ready to go. Pulse Bomb's out there. Oh, he finds a pick there, but I don't think it's going to be enough because Primo was just taken down. 4 people are here for Selfless. They've got 99% on the board. They can funnel as best as they possibly can back to the point. It worked in the last round, Hurex, but you can't hope for that to happen.
You have to rely on the Blade, too, and the Blade does come out, but he's incredibly low. They don't have the support for him. He gets taken out. Sinatra with the Nano Boost just burns him alive.
And so, same with Primo as well. He has just been fully charged in this last fight now. Mangachu on the Sombra is running around in stealth, is going to be taken down. That will be it. A 3-1 comes out there for Selfless on Lijiang Tower. That's going to be a 2-0 victory, Hurex, as they will move on into the finals to take on Cloud9.
And that's going to be a